Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you on here, and I hope you guys can try these mandalas and have a fun time doing it. So before we get started on the mandala design, I'm going to explain our tools. So the tools I use are color-coded, so they have a color on the top of the tools. When you buy them off of Temu or Amazon, they usually just come clear. So first off, for the twirly tools, I do not use the green twirly for any of my tutorials, so you can set this one aside. As for the rods, the largest two rods, I, again, also do not use for any of my tutorials, but if you're doing like a bigger project on your own time, then of course you can use these. So now to help you understand what I have color-coded, you can lay them out biggest to smallest. The biggest one, which is the green one, next size down, we have it marked as the blue stick. And then next size down after the blue is the white stick. After the white stick, it's the yellow stick. And then we have the pink stick. And then last but not least, trying to pick them up, is the black stick. And then of course we have the twirlies. These are self-explanatory. They are color-coded already. You can color code them yourself. We use just nail polish on the tops of the tools. We can get started with the design now. For today's class, I'm going to be using this color palette. Paint color number 1 is Craft Smart Natural Buff. Paint color number 2 is Craft Smart Tuscan Red. Paint color number 3 is a color I mixed myself. I used 3 colors to mix it. I used Craft Smart Bright Pink Deco Art Americana Milk Chocolate and Craft Smart Red. I used mostly pink, then red, and then just a tiny bit of milk chocolate. For paint color number 4, I used Craft Smart Lime Green with a little bit of Craft Smart Olive Green. And paint color number 5 is the Craft Smart Olive Green. And color 6 is the Craft Smart Multi-Surface Metallic Radiant Gold. Okay, so before we get started on our hearts, we're going to practice some designs and techniques that we're going to use. To start off, we're going to use the pink stick and the pink stylus tools. We're going to take the pink stick first. You'll dip it into the paint about this much. You don't want to over dip or under dip. Then we're going to place a dot, and with the excuse me, and with the pink stylus smaller end, we're going to drag the paint down to make a teardrop. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next technique. We're going to use the same tools using the pink stick. You'll dip it into the paint, place a dot, and then we're going to take the pink stylus bigger end, dip it into the paint, and place a dot above it. Then you'll switch to the smaller end, dip in the paint again, and then with that one dip, you're going to place many dots halfway around. Then you'll dip again to do the other half. Okay, moving on to the next practice. Still using the same tools. We're going to start with the pink stick. You'll dip into the paint and place a dot. Then we'll take the pink stylus, the bigger end, dip into the paint and place a dot above. Switch to the smaller end, dip into the paint, and instead of placing dots around, you're going to drag the paint down and around. Okay, moving on to the next design, we're going to use the black stick and the pink stylus. We're going to take the black stick, dip it into the paint, and place a dot. Then with the pink stylus smaller end, you're going to, almost like you're doing a teardrop, you're going to drag the paint upwards and downwards. So it's like a little diamond, yes. Okay, and last thing we're going to practice, we're going to use the white stylus, the bigger end. And for this, you want to make sure we're getting a lot of paint on your tool. So make sure you're not scared to get a lot. I like to even twirl it around in my paint to make sure I get a lot of paint on there. Then you're going to place your tool and slowly drag the paint to get a nice, long, big swoosh. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get started on the hearts. We're going to start on the heart with the design that's on the right side. To start, we're going to use the blue stick with paint color 3. And we're going to put this first middle dot right on top of this chalk dot.
You just pick any color?
Paint color 3.
Number 3. Oh dear.
Next up, we're going to use the pink stylus, the smaller end with paint color 6. And we are going to place a round of dots around our center one. We're going to place these dots where each of the lines meet the center dot. So make sure you're getting it as close to this big dot as possible, but placing a dot where each of the lines are.
Are we using the same color?
6. 6 cakes.
And a very small.
Yes, small end.
Thank you.
Moving on to the next step, we're going to use the pink stylus bigger end with paint color 4. And we're going to place these dots in between each of the lines.
What number, I'm sorry?
4. Okay, moving on to the next step, we're going to use the black stick with paint color 2. And we're going to place these dots on the lines, but we're going to do every other line and make sure that the first dot you place is on the line that's going straight upwards.
Every other straight up. Every other line.
Next step, we're going to use the white stylus, the bigger end with paint color 5. And we're going to place these dots right in between the big ones we just made. Next step, we're going to take the pink stylus, bigger end, with paint color 6. And we're going to place 2 small dots in between our big ones.
Did you say the very small one?
The bigger end of the pink. Okay, next step, we're going to take the pink stick and paint color 3. And we're going to place these dots right above the 2 little gold ones that I made.
Sorry, the number of the color?
3. Okay, next step, we're going to use the pink stylus. We're going to start with the bigger end, and we're going to use paint color 4. Bigger end, we're going to put a dot above, then switch to the smaller end, dip in the paint, and do a drag on each side.
Not everybody else wants to.
Okay, moving on to the next step. We're going to use the pink stylus, bigger end, with paint color 1. And we're going to start by putting 3 dots, kind of like a pyramid, like that. Then you'll switch to the smaller end, dip in the paint, and do another drag on each side.
Oh my goodness.
So this is supposed to take us to like the outer edge. Is that what
Yes,
I'm seeing?
yeah,
So the 3 dots are with the smaller or the larger?
the larger. Okay, next up, we're going to take the black stick and the pink stylus, we're going to use paint color 2. We're going to dip the black stick. Then we're going to place a dot in between our designs like that. And then with the pink stylus smaller end, we're going to drag that paint down in between to make a teardrop.
2, right? 2,
Yes.
2.
Okay, next up, we're going to take the pink stylus smaller end with paint color 5. And we are going to place 4 little dots in kind of like a diamond shape. So you're going to place 2 like this, but leaving room in between each other. Then 2 off to the side like this. And we're doing this above the teardrops.
And you said smaller end?
Yes.
Paint 5.
Yes. Next up, we're going to use the pink stick with paint color 3. And we're going to put these dots right above the little 4 dots we made.
And so what number, 3?
Yes. Okay, next up, we're going to use the pink stylus, the bigger end with paint color 2. With the bigger end, you're going to place the first dot, then you'll switch to the smaller end, dip in the paint, and then place dots halfway around, re-dip once, and then do the other half. Next up, we're basically going to do the exact same thing, but with a different color. Still using the pink stylus now we're going to use paint color 6. Starting with the bigger end for that first top dot, then you'll switch to the smaller end to do the dots around. Next up, we're going to use the white stylus with paint color 4. We're going to start with the bigger end, place a dot, switch to the smaller end, and place the dots around. For the next step, we're going to do another round of these dots using the white stylus with paint color 3. Bigger end for that first dot, but instead of switching to the smaller end, you're just going to re-dip the bigger end and use the bigger end to go around.
You said 3?
Yes. Yes. Okay, next step, we're gonna do one more round of dots like we just did. We're gonna use the black stick for the first dot we place, and then the blue stylus bigger end to go around. And the paint color is paint color 2. So black stick for that first dot, and blue stylus bigger end to go around.
You said 2, okay.
Next, we're going to use the blue stylus, bigger end, with paint color 1. And we are going to place these dots about halfway in between our walking the dots that we did. We're going to start about halfway and place dots straight down towards the center of the design. Yes, big end. Next up, we're going to use the black stick with paint color 2. And we're going to put these dots right above the little rays that we just did. Then we're going to take the pink stylus with paint color 5. We're going to start with the bigger end. You're going to place a dot above, switch to the smaller end, dip in the paint, and do a drag on each side. For the next step, we're going to take the pink stylus again with paint color 6. I'm going to use the bigger side. We're going to place 3 dots in a pyramid like this, and then switch to the smaller end to do another drag on each side.
I'm sorry, what paint color is it?
6. Next up, we're going to use the pink stylus again with paint color 2. And we are going to start in between the 2 dots on the pyramid. And you're going to, from there, you're going to drag down and around.
Large end.
Yes, large end. And then for the last step on this heart, we're going to use the pink stylus smaller end with paint color 1. And we're going to do one more drag starting lower than this one that we just made, starting about halfway through and going down and around. Okay, moving on to the second heart. Since we've gotten one out of the way, we're going to pick up the pace just a little bit on this one. We're going to start with the blue stick and paint color 4, placing that center dot. Next, we're going to take the pink stylus smaller end with paint color 6. And once again, placing these dots all around the center dot where each of the lines are, as close to the center dot as possible.
What side? Oh, which?
Smaller.
Small. Number 6.
Next up, we're going to use the pink stylus again, the bigger side, with paint color 2. And we're going to place these dots in between each of the lines. Okay, next up, we're going to take the pink stylus, bigger end again, with paint color 5. And we're putting these dots on each of the lines. Next up, we're going to use the same tool, the pink stylus, bigger end, with paint color 3. And we're putting these dots in between the lines. And if you have a little bit of space down, like I do, I'm going to just drag a little bit of the paint to make a mini teardrop down in between. Next up, we're going to take the pink stylus smaller end with paint color 1, and we're just going to put a small dot in between these little teardrops that we did. Next up, we're going to take the pink stick with paint color 4. We are going to place these dots on the lines, every other line. But unlike the first one we did where I said put the first one straight up, we're not going to do that. So make sure the first one you put is a little off to the side.
Okay. You said 4, column 4?
Yes.
Okay.
Next up, we're going to use the pink stylus with paint color 6. We're going to use the bigger end first. We're going to place a dot above, switch to the smaller end, dip in the paint, and we're going to be placing the dots, but instead of going straight around, you're going to kind of dome it so that it meets in the center. And we're going to do that on both sides.
Okay. You said switch to the smaller ends for the dots?
Yes.
Okay.
Next, we're going to take the pink stylus again, smaller end, and we're going to use paint color 5. And we are going to add swishes on top of these. So you're going to start at the top and just follow that curve down towards the center. And the swishes at the top, they are not touching. They have a gap in between them. Next, we're going to take the pink stylus again with paint color 1. Starting with the bigger end, we're going to place a dot right above that gap in between our swishes. Then you'll switch to the smaller end, dip in the paint, and place dots around again. Next up, we're going to take the white stylus with paint color 2. Going to use the bigger end, place 1 dot, switch to the smaller end, 2 dots off to the side like this, and then switch back to the bigger end and another dot like that. And make sure we're only doing these in the valleys of the bumps that we have. Next up, we're going to take the pink stick with paint color 4, and we are going to place these dots right above the 4 dots we just made. Next up, we're going to take the pink stylus with paint color 3, bigger end for that first dot, then we'll switch to the smaller end and do a drag on each side. 3. Next up, we're going to use the pink stylus again with paint color 4. With the bigger end, going to place 3 dots in a pyramid, switch to the smaller end, and do another drag on each side. Next up, we're going to use the pink stylus, smaller end with paint color 5. And we're going to start a bit lower than these drags here, just a little bit lower, and add another one on both sides.
The small?
Small end, yes. Next up, still using the pink stylus, smaller end. We're going to use paint color 6, and we're going to start even lower and do one more. Next up, we're going to take the white stylus, bigger end with paint color 4, and we are going to start all the way down in between our designs, and we're going to count 6 dots upwards. 1, 2, 3. Okay, next up, we're going to take the pink stick with paint color 5, and we're going to place these dots right on at the end of our little rays. Next up, we're going to take the pink stylus with paint color 2, starting with the bigger end for that first dot and switching to the smaller end to place the dots around. Next up, we're going to use the pink stylus again with paint color 1, bigger end for that first dot and smaller end to go around. Next up, we're going to take the white stylus with paint color 4. Same thing, bigger end for that first dot, switching to the smaller end to go around. Four. Next up, we're going to use the black stick and the blue stylus with paint color 6. And we're just going to do another round of dots. So black stick for that top dot, and then blue stylus, bigger end to go around. Next up, we're going to use the white stylus, bigger end, with paint color 5. And we are going to start in between the second and third of the walking the dots. So here's the first, second, third. We're going to start in between here. You're going to start out a little bit. You're going to turn in, and then you're going to drag the paint down and around.
That's paint color 5.
Yes. Yes, the big end. Yes. Next up, we're going to take the white stylus, smaller end, with paint color 3. And we're going to start much lower, about halfway, and do a smaller, simple little drag.
Small ones, you said?
Yes. Next up, we're going to use the white stylus again, smaller end with paint color 4. starting around the same height as the one we just did, and doing another small drag. Okay, and very last step, we're going to use the black stick and the pink stylus, paint color 1. We're going to take the black stick, dip it in the paint, place a dot right above where these small drags end, and then we're going to drag down and up to make our little like diamond. And with that being the last step, we are all done. Just make sure that before you seal your work, if you do it later today or tomorrow, just grab a wet Q-tip and wipe away all those chalk marks so that they're not visible for when you seal your work. But yeah, we're all done. Start in between the second and third, the walking dots. So here's the first, second, third. We're going to start in between here. We're going to start out.
That's paint color 5.
The big end?
Yes, the big end.
Big end. And let's just make this extremely challenging.
This is not working.